Well, good day to you and welcome back. Well, today we have a Brother SX4000 electronic Daisywheel typewriter. You've seen this typewriter before on this channel. And thinking about electronic Daisywheel typewriters compared to Type bar typewriters, there are several fundamental differences. One of them is, of course, it has a carbon film or a film type ribbon. Some Type bar typewriters have those as well. It also has lift-off correction, similar to how an IBM Selectric 2 or 3 might have lift-off correction, and interchangeable print wheels, similar conceptually to an IBM Selectric's interchangeable type ball elements. So given those capabilities and the fact that in this case this machine tends to feed paper very accurately, I know with a lot of carriage type bar machines, feeding paper in and out can be a problem because the paper tends to shift as you feed it through the rollers. This machine tends to be quite accurate, which gives you the ability to do some special things to your document involving multiple print wheels and different effects to your document that I thought we would go through and look at. So, stay tuned. So when I turn on the machine, it comes up with the word spell feature turned on. I'm going to turn that off, and that's Alt and word spell. And then it comes on with the 10 pitch and single line spacing. That's what I'm going to use. I'm using some 10 pitch print wheels. For instance, like this script print wheel right here. We're going to start with the Brougham print wheel though. And we're going to load our paper. So I'm going to use this tan colored paper. And I think it's a good paper to use because it illustrates some of the things you can do with paper that's not pure white, meaning with a type bar machine, you won't be able to easily do cover-up corrections on off-white paper, but we can do corrections on this paper. Okay, I'm going to do some test typing. So one thing I've noticed already is I've made a mistake, and I've done a carriage return already. So let's see how we can deal with that. I've already done a carriage return, so I need to return to the previous line, and you do that with the green code key and the reverse button. This is reverse indexing. This is a half line spacing machine, so for every full line you want to go back, you have to hit the reverse index twice. So 1, 2. I'm on now the same printing line, and you notice the LE of channel I have misprinted. So I'm going to start with the E. I'm going to hit code correct, and I'm going to hit the letter that I want to correct, and I'll make that a L, and then I'm going to go back, and this one will be code correct, and it'll be an L. And you'll notice that it does 3 correction strokes whenever you're correcting a previous line, and then it stays at the same position for you to type the new character. So now we can go carriage return and continue. Okay, so here I have typed a line, and let me index down. This is one line where I would like to type part of it in script. I'd like that last word script to be in script. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse index, and I'm going to erase that word. Now, this typewriter has a full line memory for the current line, but because I'm erasing on the previous line, I have to erase it one character at a time. So code correct T. And we're going to go backspace, code correct P, backspace, code correct I, backspace, code correct R, backspace, code correct C, backspace, code correct S. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this lever back and remove my Brougham 10 print wheel and insert the script print wheel. And sometimes you have to make sure this pin is at the top, at the 12 o'clock position, roughly. So it'll go in there. And now we're going to do a reset on the print wheel so it'll home itself. And when it does that, it brings the carrier back to the left side of the margin. It resets it, and then it brings the carrier back to where you left off. And now I can go ahead and print the word script in the script print wheel, but I'm also going to do it in bold mode. So bold is Alt Bold, and now I'm going to type SCRIPT. And I'm going to turn off the bold mode, and before I forget, so there it is. Type part of it in script. So this is one thing you can do, is you can change your typeface in the middle of a line by swapping out print wheels and doing a reset on the carrier. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out the script print wheel back for the one I was using prior, which was the Brougham print wheel. And on these brother machines, you just insert it so the tab is on the right side. Now I do the reset again. Okay, now I would like to make the word type to be bolded, but I've already printed that line and I'm on the next line. So what I'd like to do is I'll do a reverse index, 2 of those. I'll backspace, and I'll turn on the bold mode, and I'll type the word type. And turn off bold mode before I forget it. And there you go. The word type is now in bold, and I have bolded it after I type the line, which is a nice feature. Oh, the other thing you can do is, let's say we wanted to underline part of a line that we've already typed. Underline some words, so we'll go reverse index to get up to the line, and let's say part of it. So I'm just going to go shift and underscore. There we go. And part of it is now underlined. And I've done that after I printed the line, which is kind of cool. Okay. So what I've done here is I've typed a line and I've missed a letter. I forgot a letter. I left a letter out of a word. We're going to show you how to do the correction. Now you can do this on a number of European manual typewriters that have half letter spacing feature, which this typewriter does also. So we first have to get up to the previous line, code reverse reverse. Now we're going to erase that word one letter at a time, starting at the last letter. So code correct R, backspace, code correct E, L. So now that I have erased the letter, the misspelled word, I'm going to go 2 spaces beyond the last letter of the previous line and go a half backspace back. And now I can type L-E-T-T-E-R. And now you'll see I fit the word letter into the space where L-E-T-E-R was by borrowing a half space from the gap before and after the word. And that's a common way to insert missing letters from previously typed words. You can do it with a word that has one missing letter. And it works really good on a typewriter with lift-off correction. Okay, here's another feature that's kind of fun. There is a centering mode. So let's get a couple lines here. So the centering is Alt-9, where the CTR key is. What it does is it centers the print carrier, and then I'm going to type in probably all caps. This is the title, and every time you press a letter, it enters it into the display, moves the carrier back 1 character, but it doesn't print it until you're done and you hit return. And you have a centered title, which is very nice. And that centering mode only works for 1 line at a time, so you don't have to remember to turn it off. When you hit the carriage return, it enters it, and now you're out of centering mode. Now there's another feature that's kind of handy, which is called right margin flush. So to do that, we will hit the Alt RMF key, and it takes the carrier all the way to the right, and then I'm going to print the date, which is the 18th of July, 1/8 space July 2024. When I hit return, but you'll notice something here. That's not 18. That's exclamation mark asterisk. What happened there? Well, what happened there was I left it in shift lock mode. So what we're going to do here is we're going to correct that. So we are going to go reverse index 2 half lines. We're going to go over and we're going to go shift lock and we're going to type a correction on that. So code correct. And then we will unshift it and type the 8. And then we'll go back to this one, exclamation mark. We will go code correct and exclamation mark. And then we will type the 1. There we go. So, right margin flush, and we've done a correction. So here's how we are going to erase an entire line. And you can only do this, the line erase mode is when you're on the same line. You haven't yet hit a carriage return. Erase this line. Let's do code line out. And then I'm going to type in its place a replacement line. So let's erase just one word, the word word. So that is the word out. So that would be, and of course we could type another word in its place. Okay, here's another little fun effect to do. I'm going to remove the print wheel and I'm going to put in the 15 character per inch quadro print wheel. Do a reset on the carrier. But I'm going to leave the machine on 10 characters per inch. Okay, with the 15 character per inch print wheel installed, I'm going to leave the machine on 10 pitch. I'm going to put it into bold mode and centering mode. And I'm going to do all caps, and I'm going to type a title. And I think that is a very cool title effect. As a person who likes to write letters on paper other than white, it's nice being able to have colored paper and to be able to do this really kind of pristine quality printing, along with corrections and inserting different styles of type and bolding and underlining and all that. It's nice to be able to do all that on colored paper so that now when I write a letter to somebody, if I feel like using this typewriter, I'm not going to feel self-conscious about all my mistakes that I usually make. And that's a fun thing. It makes letter writing a little bit more fun for me. In any event, all of this is about creativity, being able to write, put our thoughts down to paper, and share it with others. I wish you the very best in your writerly creative pursuits. And as always, stay creative and have a great day. Bye-bye for now.